Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Women Unfolding podcast. I am your host, Dr. Clover Perez. So I have two amazing women joining me tonight. They will be the co-hosts going forward. We have Charece Sanders and we have Aretha Taylor. So welcome, my
Hello, hello,
lovely.
hello, Dr.
Hey,
Clover. Hi,
how are
Cherie.
you?
Yes, I'm doing great. And thank you guys for really agreeing to be a part of this.
It's an honor.
Yes, thank you.
Thank
As
you
I
for
was
having
saying,
us.
you're welcome. You're welcome. As I was saying, and before we actually logged on, that I am very, very selective in who I have in my space. I've been very hurt before in the past by people that I called friends, right? So now I define my friendship differently. I look at people differently. And if you are not contributing to a wholesome relationship with me, then I don't need to have you in my circle. So I value your friendship, Charece. You know how we met. And
Thank you.
Aretha,
Yeah,
I value and I love you as, I
love
love
you
Charece.
too.
I mean, both of you have been so instrumental in my growth. And I'm truly honored to be your friend. And I just enjoyed this conversation. And I love that you guys are going to be hosting this podcast with me. It's going to be a little bit different from what we usually have. I decided to change the theme a little bit because I want inclusion. I want everyone to feel that they are welcome, that they're in a safe space. I don't
Mhm.
want anyone to feel left out, right? So we are going to tackle conversation that normally we would not have on this show, but we are going to do that because we are going to walk in love, so to speak, right?
Absolutely.
And that includes everyone. So tonight, our topic is friendship, right? Since this is where that partnership comes in as friends, we're going to talk about friendship and what friendship means to you guys. So I don't know who wants to go first.
Woo, that's
Cherie,
a good
I
one.
nominate Cherie.
Wow. Okay. Okay. I'll take the floor first. I'll take the floor first. Friendship to me, first and foremost, like Clover was saying earlier, is about loyalty. First and foremost, and not loyalty as in I always want you to have my back, regardless of a situation. But I do anticipate that as my friend, you'll call me out on my rights and my wrongs.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You'll support me, in any endeavors that I do. But also as my friend, if I'm out of line, you pulling my coattail like, hey girl, that wasn't right. That
Right.
wasn't right. Loyalty in a sense of like, there should not be anything that keeps us from being able to have an honest conversation, bad, good, or otherwise.
Mhm.
Relationships are built on trust. And part of that trust is knowing that, if there's something that I'm feeling, you'll accept that in love. You know, it may hurt. We don't always like to hear bad things. But the thing is, if I'm your friend, I owe you truth and honesty just as much as I owe you that I'm gonna stand that ground for you and with you. So that's the biggest thing for me, in friendship, to start. Secondly, friendship for me means also being able to grow and honor the differences in us, and that's a lot of times opposites attract. So there may be something different about you, Aretha, or you, Clover, that's different than Charisse. And even though it might be something different, it won't stop us from growing in a friendship. It won't stop us from growing as women. It won't stop us from supporting each other and cultivating the soil of each other just because we have differences. So that's
Mhm.
the biggest thing for me in friendship.
That's
You know,
amazing. That's amazing.
thanks.
Aretha?
Yes. Friendship for me is also an investment.
Yes, absolutely.
Investing your time, yourself,
Mm-hmm.
your care, your wisdom. It's an investment. And I find that I am a person who loves, and I love with everything I have, and I give with
Mhm.
everything I have. I don't know how to be in between. I love, I give my love, and I don't expect it in return the same way, but I would like to have that communication, that bond, transparency.
Mm-hmm.
And something you said earlier, I want to be called out when I am wrong. I have a friend that I vent to, and I will go on and go on, and she'll go, Aretha, you know you're wrong. I'm like, girl, I was wrong. I just needed to say something. I wanted to vent. I know I was wrong, you know? And I respect her for that. Vice versa. When she's wrong, I say, you were wrong. And we respect each other's space and barriers. Friendship for me is also about your loyalty. Can I trust you? Can I trust you with what I say to you? Knowing that it won't go anywhere but here. And as Clover has said, I've been betrayed by people I thought were my friends, and it hurt a lot. But that doesn't stop me from being a friend to someone, because I know what it's like to not have a friend or any friends. Right now, I'm probably down to 2, maybe 2, 3 at the most, because I have different levels of different friendships with people, right? There are things I may share with you that I may not share with her, and vice versa, right? Because it's a different type of friendships. However, I'm loyal to everyone. So I like to be myself. Can I be myself when I'm with you and you not judge me? You know what I mean? I want to be ugly in front of you and you not judge me, and vice versa. You can be ugly in front of me and with me, and I'm not going to, because why? You're human. You're a human being. And we as women, we carry so many roles throughout the day: leadership, moms, mother, entrepreneurs. So we're carrying a lot. And sometimes you just want to let your hair down and just be like, look, this is what's going on. And this is how I feel right now. And this is how I want to be right now. And I don't want you to judge me. I don't want you to say anything to me. I just need to be this person right now. I just need to be who I am right now in the moment, because this is how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And that's very important to me.
That is awesome. Awesome. I love it. I love it. You really, really
make me shed a tear, Aretha.
Yeah. So, friendship for me is showing up as Clover, right? Just being transparent. You know, in life, we wear so many hats, right? And when we come to be with our friends, we want to be authentic, right? We want to be able to feel that we can just be ourselves. Just don't dance around all these different things that's going on. So if I have a situation that's going on in my life, right, and I'm hurting, I can share it with Charece. I can share it with Aretha, right? And as you said, don't judge me. Just be there for me, right? Yes, call me out on my BS, right? If I am doing something, call me out. But don't call me out in front of someone, right?
Right.
Out when we are together, right? Don't embarrass me.
Don't embarrass me, yes.
Don't embarrass me at all.
That's a big
Be
one.
honest, right? Be loyal. Those are things for me that embodies true friendship, right? Because everyone, as I said, show up differently in relationship, right? I don't expect your love for me to be mirrored by the way Aretha loves me. I don't. And however, if I'm crying, right, cry with me, right? If I'm hurting, hurt with me. Okay, don't say, girl, you know what, get over it. And no, that's for me is not true friendship. True friendship is just walking in empathy with me, feeling what I am feeling, right? Empathize with me, right? Just say it's going to be okay. How can I help you? What can I do for you? And mean it, right? Mean that what you say. So that for me is true friendship. And it's also a form of a family, right? That I can say, well, you know what, hey, that's my girl, but that's my family also. I can, and when I put a friend in label a friend with positions like that, those are friends that I really and truly trust, admire, and I can say, well, you know what, no matter what, they have my back. They won't betray me. They won't lie on me. They won't go out there and spew all this negativity about me. If someone is talking about me, they'll pick up the phone and say, girl, you know what's going on, but also defend me, right? These are friends because they know me, that know the type of person I am. So for me, that is friendship.
And no competition. We're not competing with each other.
There you go.
Say it again.
There you go.
All those people in the back can hear it. No competition, right?
No competition. It ain't that kind of party. I want you to succeed. You should want me to succeed. I want to see you grow. I want to see the best for you. I want to see you happy. And as you said, I'm a crier. I cry almost every single day. And if there's someone going through something in their lives, and they're sharing it with me and they're crying, I'm crying with them. I really am. I'm crying with them because I'm feeling your emotions. And how can I not cry if I see that pain that you're going through and I feel that pain that you're going through? I'm crying with you.
Girl, I have to fan. I'm hot.
I get it. I think also too, one of the things that people tend to do that I personally don't do is I'm like you all. My circle of friends is very small. I don't really let people in, because I fear people getting too close, because I've had people get close and then use what they've learned about me against so I keep my circle very small, and I'm also careful about how I title people, because if I don't consider you a friend, I'm not going to call you a friend.
Acquaintance.
I'll say, yeah, I know, somebody that works with me, or maybe an acquaintance of mine, I do know this lady that I hang out with, all those things, but I'm very careful about the whole friend word, because I truly, honestly believe not everybody's privy to your friendship. Not everybody deserves it. Not everybody is entitled to be my friend, because not everybody who wants to call them my friend has my best interest at heart, And so until it's been proven that you have my best interest at heart, regardless of my situation, what I've gone through, what I've done, if you can't stand by my side, like you said earlier, without judgment, then I can't give you that title, and the non-judgment is different from the right and the wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody who's not your friend can call you out and say, listen, what you did was wrong and stuff like that. Or a friend could actually call you out and say, what you did was wrong. But there's a difference saying, girl, what you did, that just wasn't right. I love you anyway, but I got to tell you, that's not right. Or someone going, girl, that wasn't right. And I don't know about you, because I never saw you like that before.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? There's a difference in the non-judgment and stuff. So I'm very careful about who I let in my spaces, because honestly, the people you let in your spaces really do affect you.
Oh, absolutely.
Really do affect you. And that's what I meant about cultivating your soil and stuff like that. People will call themselves friends, but they're constantly feeding you negativity. They're constantly putting you in spaces that are negative. They're constantly, trying to figure out what you're doing so they could they're latching onto you so that they can go for the ride, but they're not really doing anything to support you or help you grow or nourish you and stuff. You don't need that around you, because all that negativity then penetrates into your body, it penetrates into your mind, penetrates into your soul. And after a while, you start to emanate that negativity around you, and you don't need that. You know, with those kind of friends, you don't need enemies.
Right.
Right. And I think there's different levels of friendship also, you know.
Absolutely.
Yes. And you know, my mom always say you have to be very careful who you bring in your house, right?
Amen.
That's your sanctuary right there. You don't want to
Agreed.
bring negative spirit in your home, you know, where you lay your head. So you have to be very careful. And what I love with you guys is that, you know, I know Charece is busy, Aretha is busy also, I'm busy, but even when we don't talk for a while, we don't reach out to each other for a while, but when we finally connect, it's almost like coming home. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like Thanksgiving, Christmas, because we have so much that we have to talk about, right? And it's as you said, Aretha, it's not competitive friendship, right? It's we want to see each other win, right? So we want to know it's not about Clover, it's not about Charece, it's not about you, Aretha. It's about coming together and just sharing, right, our experience, sharing what's been going on in our life, and it's not, and also finding ways that, you know, we can bring in our friends into what we're doing, right? If that's something that they want to do, you know, say, well, girl, you know, this is what's going on. This is what I'm doing. I think it would be ideal for you. Do you want to get involved? And allow you to say, well, no or yes, right? Don't be selfish with your resources. Friends should not be like that. You should want to see each other win. But oftentimes you find some people that they just hold on to their resources, right? But they want to call because they always want to be the one that have the bag, right? No, it should not be like that. If you are my friend, I want to see you win. I want to see you succeed, you know? But so that's why I said there's different levels of friendship, because you don't have everyone that you may say, she's my friend. Like Aretha, you said, there's different people that you may tell certain things to, and others you may not, right? And I think it's, for me, it's different levels of friendship as well. Who do I want to say, trust and say, okay, well, you know what? I think that you can handle this. I think that you can go here and represent me. I think that this would be a great opportunity for you, because you're going to go out there and you're going to kill it. You know, you're going to win. But then oftentimes you find others that they are not like that, right? But they want to be a part of it. And when they go and when you put them in or put them on, they make a mess of it. Or when you say, well, I don't believe that, you know, this is for you. Again, they get jealous and things, and it could be just a whole total mess. So we have to be very careful in who we call friends, right? We bring into our circle. So this is a great conversation, and I love it.
Also, for me, discernment.
Oh, yes.
Discernment. When anyone comes in my life, when I meet anyone, I always pray and ask God, who is this person? Show me who this person is. And anytime I ask him, he'll show me who that individual is. Sometimes it ain't pretty. And there are times he showed me the heart of a person, and that person and I will connect. But he has shown me people whom I've thought were my friends. And then he began to show me after a while that jealousy started kicking in, because they look at you as, well, who are you to have what you have? Who are you to accomplish? Who are you to have that opportunity? Who are you? You don't.
Why not me?
Why not me, right? Or you don't have what I have. She doesn't have the education I have. She doesn't have the skills that I have. She doesn't have the accolades that I have. And I've gotten that. I've heard that in my spirit from women. And slowly but surely, I pulled myself away from them, because I noticed that the few of them, they just wanted me to support them, to bring to the table my giftings, right? My skills, and they're not supporting of me.
Doing the same,
And so when I saw that, I totally pulled away, and they're trying to come back, and I'm like, no, I keep them far, very far. And I thought these individuals were my friends. But when I started picking up on some things, so I always ask God, show me who this person is. Show me. And he never fails. He does every
Yeah,
time.
discernment is so important.
Mhm,
It's so important, not
mhm.
only really with friendship, in life, period, right?
Right.
Yes, in business, you have to be
Everything.
very, everything
Right.
in relationships, right? You have to be very, very careful
Yes.
who you commingle yourself with, right?
Right.
You have to be very, very careful because, again, not everyone is for you, right? Not everyone is assigned to you, right? And we have to understand that there are times when there's a friendship that I think that consider someone a friend, and
Mm,
I see that it's not going the way that I would want it to go,
right.
and I try to hold on to it or try to fix it, but then I go back to my prayer that I've been asking and praying to God and says, well, you know what? I want you to remove certain people from my life that does not
Yeah.
belong in my life, does not mean me well, does not want the best for me. And when I
Right.
see these people started to just move away, and I'm like, well, why are they leaving? What's going on? And I started to look at myself thinking that it's something that I did, right? And, just going through all these emotions. But then I have to come back and I said, well, you just prayed for that, right? Remember, just ask
Mhm,
God to remove. So if you
mhm.
ask God to remove and He removed it, why are you holding on to those?
Right.
Let it go. You prayed,
Right.
right? You prayed. There's a saying that, God hear conversation in rooms
Uh-huh.
that you are not privy to, right? So
Right.
when He moves people out your life, say
Sure
thank
does.
you. Say thank you.
Yes.
Say thank you.
Yes.
Because I have gotten caught up. Let me tell you this. I have gotten caught up in relationship with people that I call friends, right?
Mhm.
And they were there for the ride when things was good, really, really good. And
Mhm.
when things started getting bad, all of it
Nowhere to be found.
right. And not only that, nobody could find them. You would hear my name all over the place and the things that they were saying about me. And I'm like, what?
Trashing you.
Yes. I'm like, what? These are people that I fed, right? These are people that slept in my house. All right. These are people that I helped to pay their bills. Are you for real?
Yep.
And
God.
I'm like, wow. So it also shows that who needs to be in your life is when you're going through a very, very hard time. And
Right.
people that are with you when things are hard, those are the people that you can say, okay, well, you know what? These are my ride or die. These are people that's going to support me through thick and thin. They are with me. And those are
Mhm.
people that we really should hold on to because we don't get a lot of those. So when we get those
Right.
good ones, we need to hold on to them,
Yes.
right? Because
Right.
they're very rare, they're very,
Very,
very rare. Yeah.
And,
very,
and
very.
we also have to learn to, I had to learn that when people show you who they are, believe them.
Leave
Mhm.
them.
Believe them.
Absolutely.
Because one of the things that I I learned about myself was that people would show me who they are and I would try to change them. I
Mm,
didn't want to believe them because I was like, hold on, I'm good to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm there for you through thick and thin. How could you do this to me? And it was I felt so hurt by the stuff that was being done. Instead of me kind of cutting it loose and letting it go, I was trying to hold on to it and change it, reshape it, show them, quote unquote, the error of their ways or the way they was thinking. Not that I felt I was better than them, just kind of like because my feelings was hurt, and I didn't understand that everyone is not for you. And people are in your life for a season.
right.
Not everybody is meant to be that lifetime, college friend that you met way back, when you was 21 sharing the dorm room. And now, at 50 plus, I don't have those friends. I don't have those friends from college and high school and things like that. So um I think just learning about yourself, what kind of person you are, and aligning yourself with people who can help you be your best self.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because your friend wants you to be your best self.
Yes.
And like you said, Clover, when you in your bad times and you said, Aretha, let me strip myself down when I'm bare and and ugly and no makeup and I'm at my worst, you still sitting there going, I got you.
Right.
Here, I got 2 nachos. You take one, I'll take one. There's only 2 dips of cheese left, but you take one, I take
Right.
one, and we're good. But yeah, it's knowing who you are and being strong enough to say, you know, what is my friendship with this person going to contribute to me and help me be better, help me be stronger, help me learn what, bring out the best in me. And a lot of people don't, like you said, don't want to do that. They don't want to do that because people are so scared. They're not, it's a crabs in the barrel type mentality. She's going to get something that I don't have. And if I pull out the best in her, or if I support her, or I highlight her, then she now becomes the spotlight. And where am I?
Right.
Absolutely.
So
And
yeah.
I just want to put a disclaimer out there. It doesn't mean because you're friends with someone you won't have those hiccups, right? You won't have those arguments. You won't have those hurt feelings at all. You won't. So I just want to quickly say this. So I remember there was a time when Charece, I said something, Charece, I was going through some situations, right? In my life. And I wrote her a text and it was like, well, probably was 3:30 in the morning, Charece?
Yeah.
Like, and she didn't reply to me. I think it was a day and a half because she didn't. Charece is not the type of person that reads her text right away. So when she wrote, so when I spoke to her, she called me and I said, Charece, I sent you a text and I told her what, and then she replied back to me and she says, wow, I'm sorry you feel that way about me. And when I tell you, it broke my heart. It really and truly broke my heart that I wrote what I wrote, right? And if it was something that I could have taken back, I would have. But that showed me the strength of our friendship, right? It showed me that we were bonded, right? We were knit together tightly. It didn't tear us apart where it could have, right? Because because my text was brutal, right? But it didn't. And these are people that I want in my life. These are people that I call my friends, that if I say something, I can turn around and say, okay, you know what? I am truly sorry. And they know, because they know the type of person I am. They know that, okay, well, she's really sorry. This is not who she is. She was going through something, but let's address it, right? So it won't happen again. And even if it does happen again, we can remember, because as women, we do have an episodic memory, right? We remember things happen.
Right.
So we can say, okay, well, you know what, this is what happens, how we dealt with it before. So, this is what we can do differently. So that's friendship right there, right? When you make mistakes also, right? And your friends can say, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not going anywhere. I'm right here with you. I am right here with you. Those are the friends that you want, because you know that you're not perfect. You're going to make mistake in any relationship. You're going to make mistakes. But that, made me look so differently about Charece. When I tell you, if she was down at a 5, it's shoot her up to 100, because she could have easily said, okay, well, you know what, I don't have to deal with this, and no, I don't deserve this, and just move away. But I'm grateful that she didn't, and we were able to, to talk about it, have that, that real conversation. And she was able to tell me how she felt, how I hurt her, and I was able to say, I'm really sorry, and she was able to accept my forgiveness. So I just want to make people understand that just because you have an argument with your friend does not mean that you should let that relationship go. Look at the longevity of that relationship. Look what that person have been to you in your life, right? And how that person makes you feel. And if you can repair it, repair it. But I believe that if it's not repairable, I don't believe that's really a true friend. I don't know. I could be wrong. What you guys think?
Well,
go ahead. I'll give you this one.
I've had situations where I've had disagreement with a friend, quote, and I was happy it happened because I was able to pull away from that individual. It was like a relief for me because I was outgrowing that person or those persons. And when you've outgrown someone, they're not moving with you. You're moving and they're not moving. It's like, what else do you have to talk about? What else do you have in common? I know someone, and I'm saying this because I'm saying this is someone that I know. We used to be friends. She used to be my bestie. We're no longer friends. We are associates, right? And when I go visit her, when I'm in New York and I go visit her, the last time I went to go see her was last year. And she sat there and brought up all of our ex-boyfriends. Now she's a married woman with beautiful girls. And I'm looking at her like, what in the hell? You keep asking me about somebody I don't talk to no more. I don't know where these dudes are. Why are you asking? Like, why are we even talking about them? What do they have to do with who I am now? They have nothing to do with my present. So this is irrelevant. But I'm sitting there looking at her and I'm thinking, she hasn't grown. She hasn't changed. I have. And I will no longer entertain this. And so I changed the subject and I made up in my mind, I made a decision. I don't want to be around her. So this trip, I did not let her know that I was here, and I have no interest in seeing her because we have nothing in common and she's offending me.
Exactly.
Every time you bring up my exes, you are offending me because these are people I don't think about any longer. I'm no longer with them. I don't know where they are. They have nothing to do with who I am, nothing to do with you, nothing to do with our relationship. Why are you stuck back there? If you're stuck back there, then you stay there, but don't bring me back there with you. So for some friendships, it's been a refresher for me to let that go, for the arguments to occur, for the disagreements to occur, for me to go, all right, I'm done with that.
The season's over.
The season is over.
The season is over.
Exactly.
Yes.
Let's move on.
Exactly.
Yes.
And the fact that she didn't respect you as a person.
Exactly.
Because when you said the first time, like, oh, you know what, I'm past that part in my life and I don't want to go back there, you know, it shouldn't have been that you had to go into a whole detail about, oh, this is something that might have been hurtful to me, or this person, you know, might have done something that you want to just kind of close that closet, lock it up and not go back to it. And, you know, and when people continue to push and push and push, they're not respecting you.
Right.
You know, they're not respecting
boundaries.
Change. They don't
exactly.
Respect change.
You know?
Yeah.
So I agree with you.
Yes, that's a good one.
Season is over. Okay.
That's a good one.
Season is over.
You know, as we evolve in life, right? People don't always evolve as well.
No,
so that right there, sometimes we know that we have to move on, and that in itself can change the whole dynamic of the relationship, right? Because if we're growing and that person is not growing, they remain stagnant in the same place, right? It now becomes very, very difficult for you to have that relationship with that
communicate, period, with this person.
Right. That it's just a commonality that you guys shared before. You have outgrown that person, and don't apologize for that.
No,
you don't apologize for that because God is elevating you, and as God is elevating you, you sometimes have to leave other people behind, right? My son, my oldest son used to say to me, I don't like people. I'm like, stop that. Don't say that. He's like, I really don't like people, Mom. I said, Andre, listen, you cannot say you don't like people. I said, why would you say that? He says, and this is something that he said to me before he passed away. And sometimes I wish that I had listened to him. He said, he says, I am your son. I see the calling on your life that you don't see.
Oh.
He says, Mommy, I see the calling on your life. And this was, I think it was probably 3 months before he died. I'm getting emotional. He said, I see the calling on your life.
Yeah.
And he says that, I'm going to give you an analogy. You have an astronaut, the spaceship, and it's held down, right, by propellers. As it is taken off, what does it do? It has to drop off the propellers.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you don't want to drop off those propellers, and you take those propellers with you. And when you take it, what's going to happen? You're going to crash. Something is, and and what he was really trying to say to me, that there was someone in my life that I had to let go, but I didn't I held on to that friendship because I felt like, you know what, I owed that to her. I wanted to see her win, but she didn't want to see her win. She wanted to take over my life, like the single, what is it, single white female? She wanted to take over my life, but I saw that, right? And everybody else saw that. But I just kept saying, okay, well, probably I can help her. Well, probably if I do this, and if I do this, and and do more. And that was the same person that ended up getting me in trouble. That was the same person. I was like, wow. This is what my son said. You had to just let that person go. He's like, there is an assignment on your life, but you don't even see it. And I'm like, wow. So now I don't fight with people that go. If they want to go, I let them go. I let them go by. By. I don't force anyone to stay, right? And I just believe that now because I trust God so much that I believe that whoever He wants to stay in my life will stay in my life, right? Whoever I call friends, and here's the thing, for me, friends doesn't define the amount of time that I've known you, right? You can just walk in my life and you have made such an indelible mark on my life that you know what I said. It's almost like I knew you for all my life. You understand me? You made such a mark in my life. So those are the people that we have to just hold on to, the ones that actually inspire us, the one that builds us up, the one that want to see us win, Yeah, absolutely.
And the other thing too is that you have to remove some people to let the ones that should be there in. Because sometimes you'll have people in your life, in your space, that will block other people from coming in because the people you need there won't come in because they don't want to be around the one that's there.
Oh my God, yes.
So sometimes you gotta clean house, do that spring cleaning, get rid of all those old clothes you haven't worn for 3 years, or you've had it for 3 years and they're tattered, torn now, and everything. You thought it was your favorite sweater,
right?
But as your friend, it's kind of like, nah, girl, I think it's over now.
Right.
We need to buy a new one.
Let it go. Right. Let it go.
And stuff like that. But yeah, sometimes we need to clean house and move the ones out so we can let the other ones in because they can't exist. It's like magnets. You can't put two magnets together and they stick. They always gonna repel each other.
Right. So we have to do that spring cleaning also in our place.
Absolutely.
Right. Absolutely. And you know what? It's for me, it's really no difference than if you have a man, right? And he's not treating you well, and
true that,
you let him go. So why would you hold on to someone that you call a friend and that friend is just treating you bad? Why would you want to hold on to? What's the difference, really? It's just a different type of relationship, right? But nonetheless, it's a relationship. So if that person is not building you up, if that person doesn't want the best for you, then that's not the person that you want in your life. And Charece, yes, I totally agree with you, because I had this happen to me, that you have someone that came in my life, right? And yes, she seems like the best friend you can possibly have, but she was blocking every single person that wanted to come into my life, right? Because she felt like if she was in my life and no one else came in, then she could get everything there. And I'm like, what, are you crazy?
Oh my
Are you
God.
really crazy? But again, that's what is it, a transactional type of relationship, right?
Yeah.
You give me,
Yeah.
I give you. And so what happens when I don't have it to give to you?
Right.
What happens? So I'm no longer valuable to you. Right? So you're going to treat me anyway, and then you're eventually going to leave. So yes, when I tell you, this whole conversation really embodies discernment and who you have in your life, and you have to pray and ask God for that discernment to say, this is who we need to have in our lives, because people will, I'm telling you, cutthroat us, right? Just because they want to be us, or they want the life that we have, not understanding that there's times that, you go to bed and you're crying because you're tired, right? I go to bed early because I wake up early, but the amount of hours that I put in throughout the day, it's unbelievable. So I really don't have time to really practice self-care. So, but I make it seem seamless, and it looks pretty, but people don't know what it is that I go through. But my friends, the ones that I call my friends, they understand, and they will say, well, you know what, you need to take this time and you need to take care of yourself.
Right.
Okay. Leave everything behind and take care of yourself. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. And
Sorry, go ahead.
during your time of developing this friendship and building and growing in this friendship, sometimes the individuals, they become jealous of you, right? You don't know that, but God sees their heart.
Yeah.
And then he'll nudge you and say, it's time for you to let this person go. And you're thinking, but why? We're good friends, right? And I just went through that. Someone very close to me, like I called her my spiritual mom. And I'm hearing and I'm feeling, and he even showed it to me in a dream where I had to let her go. And I was like, what in the world? Like, I don't understand. So I spent some time with her last year when I came to when I went to Florida. And when I went back home to Jamaica, it came to me again. You need to let her go. And he used someone to text me to say, Aretha, the Lord said that the person that you're holding on to is a hindrance. I was like, what the what? So I was like, okay, God, that's it. You ain't got to tell me no more. So I asked him, why? He says, jealousy. So I'm thinking, what you jealous about? Like, you the one with this big platform. You the one with all the name behind your name, all the acronyms behind your name, right? You're the one driving a nice car. You're the one living in this nice place. You're the one people are calling on to come and speak. What, are you kidding me? But it ain't got nothing to do with that.
No.
Has nothing to do with that. And I wasn't as hurt. I really wasn't. I just said, okay, moving on. Next, brush it off. I have no hate. I still love her, but I just stopped calling her. I don't call her anymore. That's it. And I've noticed that she doesn't call me. So I'm thinking, you haven't heard from me for several months and no text, no phone call. Well, wow. Wow. Okay. So I'm seeing you for who you really are.
Right, like something could have really happened to you, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
I think sometimes what happens is, in situations like you just described, there's something that emanates off you that people don't know how to handle. It's like when there's bright sunshine, you know how people are doing this and you're trying to keep all that sun out your face. When that glow is emanating off of you because God has done something in your life. And then you know what? A lot of times people get caught up in possessions.
Right.
Okay. Oh, they're making a lot of money. Exactly. They're making a lot of money. Oh, they're driving nice cars. Oh, they got nice wardrobe and all like this. And it's not about the possession. It's about something inside. It's like you can have nothing and people will still gravitate to you even with nothing, because there's something that he put inside of you that you're emanating outward, that only certain people are allowed to see.
Oh,
okay?
Right.
Only
certain people are allowed to see.
Exactly.
Right,
Everybody's
right. I
not
love
privy to
that. I
your
love
glow.
that. Yes. And you know what? I love what you just said about possession, because people can make you their possession as well.
Hello.
That's right.
People can make you their possession as well. They think that they own you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
They think that they could style you any way they want to. Oh, you know what? I got her. She's not leaving and blah, blah, blah. People can do that. And let me tell you, women, we have to be very, very careful with women. We really have to be careful with women, because we are creatures of habit. And we are the ones that, not necessarily like men, because I don't think men are jealous, but jealous in a different way. Right? Women, we are sometimes jealous of other people's accomplishment, right? What it is that they have, right? Like you say, Charece, you know, something that emanate off Aretha that that person may see, right? And Aretha is looking like, well, I'm just Aretha. There's nothing special.
Right.
You have everything, and you have everything, and you have this, you have that. But it's something that you have, something that they see in you that they don't have. And it could just be inner peace.
Yep. Absolutely.
Inner peace.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
It doesn't mean that you have peace because you have a house, you have a car, you have all of these.
Absolutely not.
It does not mean that you have peace.
Absolutely not.
So people will run from this place to that place to this place. They use their money to buy peace, but guess what? Peace comes from within you. Okay, you are happy with yourself. You're comfortable in your environment. What it is that you have, knowing that, guess what? In time, you will have what you're supposed to have. You will have what you're supposed to have. Oftentimes, we look at people and we are so jealous. Right? We get so jealous of,
because I want that and I want it now.
That. And I will say this to you. I will say this to you. I'm the first one to say it. There's times I have looked at other people also myself, not necessarily people that I'm friends with, but people, and I would say, and I get jealous too, yes. And I will say, well, you know what? Oh my God, my ministry should be like this, okay? Or I should have this. Or why is it that I'm doing all these things? Why is it that I'm not getting where I'm supposed to?
Right.
God had to rope me in and says, listen, where I'm taking you, it's going to take time to cultivate you.
Say it, yes.
You have to be cultivated. I can't just put you out there like that. I cannot just throw you out. I love you too much to throw you out there like that, right? Because the audience that I have for you, they have to be prepared to receive you.
Absolutely.
They have to be prepared to receive you in time.
Yes.
Don't look at what people have. And I'm like, oh God, you know what? I am so sorry. I am so sorry. But that's what we are. But thank God, I am never that type of person that looked at my friends and said, well, you know what? I wish I had this. I wish I had that. No, it's never, because what I have, I want my friends to have that. If I have peace, I want them to have peace. If I have joy, I want them to have joy, right? If I have a man and they don't have a man, I want them to have a man too.
It's not mine, but you can have one.
Right.
Yes.
Charece, I would say, Charece, you know, listen, I'm thinking about, I'm supposed to get married. And I'm like, Charece, she got a man that loves her to the moon and back. And
oh,
like,
Charece,
you should get married too, because I want her to have that. I want her to have that because I believe that she'll be an excellent wife. So I don't only want that for myself. Like Aretha, we've been through that. We go through that thing, right? And every little thing that I see that is inspirational, right? And that will let her understand that there is a calling on her life, right? And that the husband is coming forward it to. I don't keep it to myself. I won't say, well, no, let me get married first and then we figure out her. No, I send it to her because that's what I want. And that's what friends do. That's what friends, it's not about, oh, well, let me get it first. Let me get the bag first. No, because I know that as my friend, if you get that bag, guess what? I'm gonna be right beside you. I'm gonna be sharing it with you too.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
So it's not about competition. It really is not about competition. It's about seeing all of us win, really, and wanting the best. Yeah.
I think also too, like just kind of flipping the script just for a second. I think it also sort of comes to our personal self-esteem, and what we feel about ourselves, and sometimes because I do believe some people attach themselves to other people because their self-esteem sometimes is low, and they feel like other people can build them. If I'm attached to Clover, Clover looks good. She's in really nice spaces. She's around people with money. You know what I'm saying? Oh, wait a minute. She speaks a lot to the public. That puts her in the spotlight. Let me attach to her so that I can get in those spaces too.
Yeah.
Or somebody will notice me. And I mean, I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just using that as an example. I'm just saying, but it's hard. Like I work with women all the time that come in and, the first thing they kind of say is like, I just don't feel good about me. I need more friends like you. And I said, okay, so do you need more friends? And I asked him, I said, well, what kind of friend am I? Because you're just meeting me. You don't know anything about me. You understand what I'm saying? But what kind of friend am I? And it was like one lady said to me, she was like, first and foremost, you're always encouraging. You're always encouraging me, even when things are bad and they don't look up. You're always encouraging me to be strong and try to get through it. It may not work out the way you want it to. It may take a little bit longer than you expect it to, but we can find a way through. Don't give up, And I was like, okay. And she was like, she went on to kind of tell me some other things. And I told her, I said, I will say this to you. I said, I didn't always have that high self-esteem. There was a point where I had very low self-esteem, so much more I didn't want to exist, and it took a long time for me to build that up and learn who Charece is and get comfortable with sometimes being by myself.
Right.
A lot of times we are not comfortable being by ourselves, so we'll take anybody to call a friend, and be in our circle and in our area because we're afraid of being by ourselves because we don't know who we are.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I think people need to sometimes, like you said, we need to take hiatus from everybody and decide, who am I? Answer that question. Who am I? When somebody asks you, who are you? If you can't answer that question of who you are, okay, then you need to sit back and be like, hold on. I need to take some time and date me. Right. I need to go out to a movie with myself. I need to go to dinner with myself. I need a tropical vacation with myself so I could get to know who Charece is first. And then I could talk about being a friend to somebody else. Because if I don't know who I am, how can I be a friend to you if I don't know who I am?
Right. And not everybody knows how to be a friend. Not everybody knows how to be a friend. Everybody's definition of friendship is so different. It's so different. And we have to understand that. And if it's not a relationship that, you know, is inviting to us. And when I say inviting, if it doesn't elevate, if that relationship doesn't elevate each other, let's put it that way, it's not about one person, it's about both of us, because that's what you call a relationship, right? It's a unit. So if it doesn't elevate each other, that's not the type of relationship that you want to be in, because it's not supposed to, it's not a one-sided relationship. And oftentimes you find people, like you said, Charece, want to be your friend, or said wish that they were your friends, but the question is, are you a friend? Really, are you a friend? Can you be a friend? Right. And what does, it goes back again, what does friendship means to you? You know, what is it that what is the recipe for a good friendship? What is it that you're looking for?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right.
You know, I
Well,
tell you, whoo, that made me hot. Okay. Jeez.
ladies, this was an amazing conversation. I really
Absolutely.
appreciate it. This is awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm just looking forward to just building with you guys, right? And just taking everything that we're discussing, which, you know, we're going to be doing a book together.
Yes.
So
Ooh.
taking, yes, all these things, and we are going to put these things out. Another thing that we're looking into doing is a blog, right? That will really and truly elevate women, right? It's about, you know, as the name says, women unfolding, and how we can really unfold, right? Just, you know, be the best version of ourselves. Oftentimes there's women, we're going through so much things, and we don't want to you know, just even say what we are going through, but we need to talk about it. We need to be able to articulate our feelings. And even if you can't articulate your feelings, just say, you know what, you can say, I'm having a bad day, and have someone just, you know, build you up, you know, pray for you, and just inspire you. So this is going to be just a beautiful relationship. And I think you guys should just, that, you know, you are a part of it. Know that you were chosen for a reason. And I believe that, you know, when God have his hands in something, the best is yet to come.
Yes,
So thank you so much,
Absolutely.
Charece. Thank you so much, Aretha.
Thank
Thank you
you
Thank
so much.
so
you.
much.
Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of the day.
Same to you. Enjoy the rest of your
Thanks.
weekend, ladies. Good night, Charece.
Good night, Aretha. Bye, Clover.
Okay, let me end